Greetings, comrades. Now, we have been seeing during this entire pandemic, and we've been talking about the plight of India's frontline healthcare workers, be it junior doctors, be it residential doctors, be it Anganwadi workers. This pandemic has exposed the frailties and inequities of India's healthcare system. And one section that has been affected the worst, I would say, of all of them, has been the Anganwadi workers. Today in Delhi, we are witnessing the third week of protests by the state's Anganwadi workers. This is from the report of the Hindu, and I will share it. Yes. Right. Scores of Anganwadi centers in the city shut as protests continue. Here we have some statistics. About 85% of the 11,000 Anganwadi centers in the city are shut, and every day 8 to 10,000 workers and helpers are protesting outside the chief minister's house. These are workers employed by the state government of Delhi. Let us understand that there are federal workers and there are state level workers. These are the state level workers in the Union Territory of Delhi. The demands are therefore placed against the state government here. Now, the Anganwadi workers provide essential healthcare service to some of the poorest sections of the population. These are frontline workers who risk their lives, especially during the COVID period, to provide essential healthcare services. Yet, for that kind of service, they are given an almost pittance of salary of just 4,800 rupees a month. Under the present runaway inflationary condition, where a gas cylinder can take you back 1,000 rupees, where the cost of petrol and diesel are touching the skies, crossing 100 rupees a liter. 4,800 rupees is not enough, especially to run a family. Promises have been given and promises have not been kept of increasing their salary. It has been years now since the promise of rupees 1,500 increment has been given. No effect has happened yet. No action has been taken place. And now the workers' patience has run thin. We take these injections from a private. Now, the current agitation is being led by the Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union and led by President Shivani Kaul. Another union involved in the protests, or at least claiming to be involved in the protests, has been led by the C2. It's important to understand this dynamic now. The C2 union has been trying to negotiate with the government of Delhi, been trying to negotiate behind the backs of the actually representative union, which accounts for most of the Anganwadi workers. It has been trying to make peace with the Kejriwal government. What is the logic here? Are we to sacrifice the interests of the workers for some kind of a broad front against the BJP? What is Arvind Kejriwal promising here? If under his regime, workers are exploited just as badly as it would be under the BJP's regime. It is not just the Modi government that is failing the workers of India. It is not just the Modi government that is failing the healthcare sector. Here we are seeing Arvind Kejriwal, who claims to be an alternative, who claims to be a solution, an escape from all of the corrupt politics of the BJP and the Congress, acting like those corrupt politicians. Here we see the party that was created from the promise of the great mobilization in 2011 and 12 around anti-corruption. Here we see that party in power acting like any other party of the parliament. They are acting in the same way that a Congress government would or a BJP government would. Not listening to the workers, ignoring them, letting them suffer with a pittance of a pay. This protest, in my opinion, has done a lot to expose the Arvind Kejriwal government. And even back then, during the anti-corruption protests, it was not that the working class was completely absent from it. There was support within the unions. There was support within the working class. Arvind Kejriwal and his team kept the movement and its narrative, its focus in a very petty bourgeois dynamic, in a very petty bourgeois direction. It did not raise the issues of the working class. It did not put the working class in the forefront. This was a hint of his character to come. And now we are seeing the chickens come to roost. We are seeing the character being completely exposed of what the Aam Aadmi Party really is and what such petty bourgeois politics eventually shows us. The working class will not find a friend in petty bourgeois Democrats who claim to be better than their bourgeois counterparts. Arvind Kejriwal is proof of that. And our full support goes out to the Anganwadi workers who are protesting for better conditions, for better pay, and most importantly, for respect and dignity for the extremely important work that they are doing. The whole country should support them today. They have been striking for weeks now, and they are determined to get their demands. This is an indefinite strike, and we support them to the end. Lal Salam.